it's Sofia Wylie, and welcome back to another episode of Dancing with Sophia. So I hope you guys have really been enjoying the first 3 episodes. It has been so incredible for me to be a part of this, and hopefully you guys have been learning a lot. So today, with today's episode, we're going to be learning a lot more about performing and just how to dance and have fun and be energetic in front of the camera, because there's so many things that change when you're dancing in front of a camera. So with that said, I have 3 very special guests who are pros at this. Welcome, Lindsay! Thank you for coming. Thanks for having me. Jensen! Yeah! Thank you. Yes. And lastly, Brinley! So I'm so excited for today. You guys know so much about dancing in front of the camera, and I can't wait to learn. Yeah. We're excited to teach you, and you guys. Yes. It's gonna be so fun. Let's go.
Okay, so like we said, we're gonna learn about dancing in front of the camera because it's totally different. Yeah. I mean, growing up as dancers, if we ever performed, it was at a recital or at a competition, and you're performing for an audience. Like there's people sitting in the stands and you're performing for them. They're everywhere. Whereas when you're dancing on camera, there's just one camera. Well, that's not always true. Sometimes there's a million cameras, but only one camera is going to be filming. So it's very important that you project your energy and performance quality to the camera. And that's the first thing we're going to talk about is performance quality. Because, I mean, I'm sure you know this as an actress. I feel like that's something that's very important is performing and displaying emotion while dancing. But it's a lot to think about. When you're dancing choreography and you have lots of things going on in your mind, it's hard to remember that there's people at home watching you that you're trying to entertain. So we're going to talk about that. First, we're going to teach you a little ballroom combo.
Amazing.
And then we'll just sort of go through the moments where we feel like you can really play with the camera and have fun with it. Because it also shouldn't be this like terrifying stare at the lens the entire routine. Because then everyone's just really scared of you. So we don't want that either. So let's go ahead and start learning some of the combo, and then we'll go through it. Okay, so we're going to start with the box. We're going to cross over with our left, but we're going to go 1 and 2. So we're basically doing a front, side, back. Now we're going to hop and bring our knee over, and we're going to go back, side, front. And 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Good. So let's go through the routine and talk about moments where it's huge. So from the get-go, I think you're already staring into that lens. Obviously, we have one camera here today. When you're filming a TV show, for example, any dance show we've been on, there's a camera here, there's a camera there, there's one up there, there's one up there, there's one down there, panning across. Yeah, you're like, and you might get 5 seconds on one lens and it'll switch, or you might get 1 second. Like there might be one shot where you flip it here and then you've got to come back over here to the corner. Yeah. So that's sort of like choreography. You kind of have to pay attention and learn the way that cameras work. One thing we always know is there's a red light. Red light. Look at the red light. There's a red light next to the camera that's filming. You're going to look for that red light and you're going to give it your all. So let's go from the very top. Okay. So naturally already, we're looking at our camera, and it's also awkward because sometimes you're moving this way, but the camera may be over there. So you have to learn to adapt the way you look and the things that you do, and change your choreography to cater to the camera. Because a lot of times choreographers will give you choreography that sometimes you're facing the back for 4 counts, but your camera's over there, so you've got to somehow make it work so that you're giving energy to the camera.
I think a lot too now with these dance shows, it's about catering to the camera and the cuts and like how you dance to the camera, not really doing a piece for the audience, but doing a piece for the people at home. And I think that's something really cool that's happening now that's huge.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go from the beginning. So we're going to start, we're going to come across 1 and 2. And I think it's all at the camera. Now, something that's kind of fun, that can be a little bit, because like I said at the beginning, you never just want to like, hey, stare it down creepily. Like you want to have a little bit of fun with it. You want to, I don't want to say flirt. Yeah,
no, but I want to say flirt.
Yeah.
Kind of like, ooh.
You want to keep people enticed. You want them to be like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So even just a little like glance away to come back is huge for it, because it takes away, it just has a little bit of dynamic in the emotion. That makes sense.
So not always just staring straight into the camera.
Exactly.
Like levels.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's try that. We're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm gonna do a little look away here before I start the locks to have a little bit of fun there. 6, 7, 8. Same thing here. You don't have to keep your eyes on the camera the whole time. Maybe duck your head, and then we come up. All of this at the end is going to be right down the lens. Now, obviously, when we turn, you're going to leave the camera for a second.
No, you can't.
That's why you're not allowed to. you're gonna do your spin, big thing is to finish strong right into the camera, and like, all your energy goes into the camera, as much as you can get.
Yeah. For like facial expressions, that's something that I definitely need to work on, is just finding those levels too.
Yeah.
And there's so many different, like for hip hop, you use way different facial expressions, but for ballroom, you probably use others. And I haven't done ballroom so much, so I don't know if it's more of like a happy or like a sassy feel, like what.
It's all the above. I think emotion, there's not one specific emotion or facial expression for any dance. I think it constantly changes, and I think that's a huge thing, because it can come across very fake if it's a smile the entire time, or if it's a serious face the entire time. You have to have like levels to everything, and it's hard. That was one of the biggest things I struggled with starting on camera, was portraying emotion, because it's weird. It's weird to portray emotion to like a weird machine that's just staring at you. It's not even a person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, think about all the people behind that camera that are watching.
Yeah.
If you were having a conversation with them, you wouldn't talk to them and be like this the whole time, because it would be really uncomfortable. So it's like, you kind of have to break that barrier of, this is a camera, I have to put on a face for it. Just, it has to come from a natural place, otherwise people aren't going to respond to it.
Yeah. I think you just kind of have to base the dance on your emotions and kind of just play with that.
Yeah.
And also with like the music you're dancing to, if it's super upbeat and happy, obviously you're not gonna be like super serious. But if it's like an emotional song, you're gonna show that on your face.
Yeah.
But
Like yes, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you have to be confident in it.
Yeah.
Because that's the worst thing, and I've done this so many times, is when you see somebody dancing and trying to portray something, but they're not sure of it. Like, they're just, you can tell they're not confident in it, they don't really know if it looks good. There's so many times where I'll go into something and I'll be going for it, but the whole time I'm thinking like, I probably look dumb, or I don't look good doing this, or what are people thinking about me? And that plays a huge factor, because people can read that. That's the hard thing, camera does not lie, and people can see right through
And it
everything.
stinks because a million people are watching you do that. It's not like you're just in your room filming yourself. Like, you are literally broadcasting yourself and your emotions and being so vulnerable in front of the camera. So you just kind of have to be very truthful and honest in like how you're feeling.
That is so funny that you brought that up, because like my family always says like that I'm the worst at hiding my emotions. If I'm scared or
same.
mad, like I can try to put on my face, and I'm like, that's her to the T.
I'm not gonna do that.
Like you can just see it through my eyes. So like, yeah, I think that's something I have to work on, and so many more people have to work on. It's just like actually feeling confident and happy, and that will really just project through what I'm doing.
I feel like I want to let you do it with the camera, and we can see how you do with the interaction. Is that okay? Okay. 7, 8, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, 2. Nice. Good. And you're dancing all right. Dodging objects. Very good. How'd you feel? Good. Okay guys, so we talked about performance quality. Now we're gonna switch to energy levels.